One. Hello, everybody in Facebook world. We are the Podguyz podcast, bringing it to you live as we do 10:15 Eastern Standard Time. I'm Tony Katz.
Kevin Neri here.
Of course, we have the ever-loving Picasso, the dreamer of dreams, the bringer of Neverland. Of course, Les Sparky.
I like how Sparky's fucking entrance is always, or introduction is always kind of similar to when they introduced the groundhog in Groundhog Day. Seer of seers, prognosticator of prognosticators. Like, well, that's a human over there. Never mind.
He is the seer of the future. Les Sparky, of course. Guys, we have a fourth square today. He is the Galaxy A03S. He also goes by the name Joe Armstrong. Joe, welcome to our show, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me.
No, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Such short notice. We got a little ghosted, but yeah, maybe it's a scheduling error. Who knows? I don't know. It is the way of the podcast, as they say. Guys, business first. Very important. Very, very important. Kevin.
Yeah.
You work tirelessly for days and weeks at a time, in the darkness of your rooms, in the corner of your bed, under sheets, in order to make an epic video of biblical proportions for merchbooth.com.
Merchbooth.com.
I actually do have a workspace in this whole place. You know, it's I don't just
no, you work tirelessly in the corner.
I have to put myself in. Yeah, for everybody out there that shared the commercial, liked, commented, and it's still out there. We're still going to do some more commercials in the future, and that brings us on to Mr. Joe Armstrong. Will definitely be featured in the next commercial. We get the availability down. No spoilers. I'm not doing any spoilers or anything like that. It was pretty tough to keep. Please buy our shirt. Says Sparky right there. Sad face, of course. And yes, no spoilers. It was pretty tough to keep the first one under the hat for so long. It was just, if anybody that was out watching us in the streets of where Tony's location is, and they probably were wondering, what the fuck are these guys doing?
My mailman still comes up to this day, and he's like, "Hey, man, how did the commercial go?" I'm like, "Dude, you're in it."
Yeah, that's probably half the fun of it, though.
Now everything turned
fun.
out all right.
It was really fun.
Everything turned out all right, and if you go to merchbooth.com right now and go to the podcast section of the Podguyz podcast, and get yourself a t-shirt, a hoodie, or it will, and it's guaranteed to, until proven not to, create a miracle in your life.
It's true. That's true.
I can say that with all conviction right there.
Joe bought 3 of them this week alone. And look at how it's changed him. He's on our show right now.
Look at that. He's bought 3 of them, and his life has changed.
He's bought his way onto our show.
Paying people out.
With all the heroin money that you can find in Nana Coke.
All of the heroin. Yeah, I fucking. That's the only antidepressant in Nana Coke, Pennsylvania.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
They're like, do drugs, everybody. It's like, why are you here today?
Come on, let me bust into an introduction. If you guys do not know Joe Armstrong, get to know him. He is a YouTuber. He is he's a rantist. Oh, I'm gonna go with that word because I love it. An activist. An activist. As well as conspiracy theorist. Joe, why don't you introduce yourself? Say something a little bit about yourself. You got a
Joe
YouTube,
Armstrong.
let's shout out that YouTube real quick.
Well, Joe actually does have a great it's something
Stop
I like
Kevin.
to listen to every now. Oh God, fucking talk then, asshole. What the fuck?
Oh no, I was gonna say, I restarted a YouTube page. Kevin knows me from back in the day with Tony Antonello. Me and him used to do activism and journalism everywhere, campaign for liberty. We used to do a bunch of stuff. And I wasn't active for a while, but just with everything going on in the country and stuff, and just trying to find a new purpose in life, man. I just wanted to get active again. So just started doing stuff a little bit, editing videos and doing stuff like that. Did a couple little YouTube beats with some music and stuff, working on an album. Like I said,
music. I'm gonna assume rap, but
yeah, and I'm open to do everything. I've been talking with a couple people behind the scenes. Nothing I want to unveil now, maybe on another episode or something, but just because it's not started and locked in, but I got all the pieces moving and stuff. And I don't know, man, I'm just trying to put something good out in the community and just trying to be a pro-American, pro-liberty person.
Joe's got some good stuff on YouTube right now. It's Joe Uncloned, right?
Joe A. Uncloned, yeah.
Joe A. Uncloned, yeah. Joe A. Uncloned.
Twitter, Facebook.
And that's not like my first genre of music to go to. Normally isn't rap, but if I listen to something and it's easy to listen to, like Joe's stuff is really good stuff, man. It really is. It's nothing gangster rap. I always said, I was trying to describe it to your brother earlier today, man. It's kind of like inspirational rap to a degree.
Wait, my brother or his brother?
Your brother, yeah.
Oh, my brother.
I'm literally talking to you, Tony. I started my sentence with the word Tony. All right. Yeah, so right. I was talking to your brother. It's type of inspirational rap to a degree, and then it is and when I say inspirational rap, it's about moving forward on some songs and continuing to put the work in, which is, you can rap about shooting people, pimping out hoes, and doing drugs and crap, but you know what? It takes a little bit more creativity to put some words together to get people's minds motivated again. So if you're looking for that type of rap and you've been looking for it, definitely look out for Joe A. Uncloned on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, of course. Why the hell not, right?
Of course. Yeah, I appreciate it. But yeah, I just try to do something that's it's something that's original to me, but it's a different narrative than what's usually pushed in like mainstream stuff. So if I'd compare something, it'd be like somebody like Tom McDonald. I like what he's about and what he represents and stuff. He does it all himself, and that's kind of like the vision that I've always had.
If you were going to entice people on, not necessarily activism, but being more engaged in their surroundings, as far as, and this doesn't go as far as politics, but it does go as far as politics, just getting in touch with your city council, getting in touch with, multiple aspects of that amount. What would your advice be in order to get people to just get out and just go?
See, with the way the political system is right now, it got a lot of people disenfranchised with everything with the elections over the past couple of years. I think people are really doubting a lot of that stuff. So it's like, I don't even know where to. For me to sit here and tell you where to go right now, I'd be straight lying to you, because it's like there's so many things happening so fast, and the country's landscape has changed so much since COVID and January 6th. And just the whole thing with Trump, the censorship online, there's a lot of stuff that we don't even know what's really going on yet.
Well, you can't just can't give out the old, remember what they used to tell you in school? They say, get involved in your local community, get involved in local government and make a difference in your own community. Unfortunately,
it's hard nowadays.
Well, it's pointless. Because there's an overseer of that called the county, then the state, then the federal level. So they all have to play by the federal level's umbrella. Unfortunately, the amount of money that you can print out the federal level and kind of have everybody juke the stats to, you have small towns and people that have been living too long, living disabled as well, being pushed into communities that have been dead for years, such as Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, and the reason that they've only been alive was just to dig up fucking rocks from the ground and ship them the hell out and all that nice crap. And
I just had somebody argue with me online because I put in a comment on new housing that they're putting in the city of Scranton, right? And it's supposed to be like fucking like posh apartments in the city of Scranton, downtown. And I put down Oh, that's great.
Wait. Hold on. That was the most important part right there. They're doing the posh apartments in downtown. Don't mix at all, man. I mean, it's great news for the criminals. You have people with money to rob now, but hopefully they got cash on them because everybody's going digital now. They're going to scream, quick, give me your crypto wallet ID. Fuck.
Yeah. See, so that's one thing I want to learn more about is crypto. I don't know a lot about crypto.
Wait, so go on, Tony. I'm sorry. They're
no, that's
downtown?
Okay. So my initial comment was just, it's great that the dying city of Scranton has another multi-million-dollar foundation that's getting zero taxes that'll eventually be turned into Section 8 housing.
Oh yeah, that is the evolution.
100%.
Yeah, that's the evolution. Unless you're just gonna pack the houses full of prison guards and defense attorneys, then you're gonna you don't have much sustainability in Scranton. Scranton, Wilkes-Barre have the same setup between, and it's every kind of city that size. You got prison, college, hospital, right? You got those three setups, and that's no coincidence of why these cities are even built or planned that way. It's because they know that their citizens, through the welfare reform bill that both Republicans and Democrats agreed on back in 92, 93, that pushed everybody. By the way, Rudy Giuliani got credit for literally sitting back and watching that shit happen and then creating a whole bunch of crap called, all right, you're either a criminal and we're going to put you in jail and you probably look dark-skinned, or you're a cop. And if you're not, here's a job for you. And if you don't want the job, well, we're going to put you in jail. That went a little bit too far. Bloomsburg didn't help out that situation. No. Getting back to the prison, hospital, college situation, they had three industries: healthcare, which always grows as far as economic consistency, because it's very easy to keep people in debt when they just randomly make up the fucking numbers on a bill. For some odd reason, doctors, mechanics, and plumbers get away with the, well, you know what? We're just going to throw numbers at the dartboard and you can question it later if you don't like it. On top of that, college, throughout federal funding, since they knew that they were going to whack kids for years and years and years and hang a bunch of debt on them, right, by providing them the opportunity to not afford the colleges, pushing up the tuition, and federal fucking loan program, jacking up the interest rate on these loans consistently since 1997 to present day today. And when something is tried to be done as a symbolic gesture, by the way, the Pell Grants, little 10 grand give back, very symbolic as an emotional reaction to see how people react to it. Now, Joe, I know you're anti-Fed, so I kind of got into an argument with somebody the one time. They said, well, shouldn't these kids just pay off their own loans? I said, listen, I'm anti-federal government too. I don't even think that the federal government should be in any college idea. In fact, I honestly don't believe that colleges should be a wherewithal to make sure that you are skilled enough to know an occupation, unless you're a doctor or whatever. And if you're a doctor, the one way to cut down healthcare costs is don't charge people that are smart enough to be fucking doctors to go to goddamn medical school. If you are not smart enough to be a doctor, don't worry, you'll fail medical school, no problem. But if you are not wrong, and you say, I don't even have, if you are smart enough and you do become a doctor eventually, you say to yourself, I don't even have medical expenses to pay off. So all of these people coming to see me, holy crap, I got to stay competitive, because if there's less chance of you getting ripped off for college in a big way, you have more people potentially wanting to be doctors because they have the brain potential to do so. Unlike you have too many fucking Goodwill Hunting people out there mopping a goddamn floor solving math equations and shit because they can't fucking afford to go to college. Or maybe they just say to themselves, well, not only am I a brilliant medical student, and I could be, but I also know simple math, and I don't want to put myself in $4 million worth of debt after 10 years of college with 5 years of do it for basically free internship at any goddamn hospital. So the whole system isn't broken. It is actually built out of dildos to continuously fuck people over and over and over again. No matter where you land in life, if you don't have 3 or 4 or 5 metaphorical dildos up your ass by the time you're 45 years old, you haven't lived it yet. And you know what? No one wants to fix it because they say, hey, I already have 6 or 7 of these dildos up my ass. Why shouldn't you at least have 2 or 3? You kids got it easy these days. Don't even want a dildo up your ass. Holy crap.
Yeah. But no,
I digress.
On a hands-on level, from what I see, I used to go to LCC, 10 years ago. I just started going back there this past semester, and the comparison of people that go there now, like when I used to go there, you had to park on the streets outside of the college campus and walk because there was no parking spaces.
Yep.
You go there at like a peak class hour, like 10, 11, 12 in the morning. There's 200 people, 50 of them are staff. Like the tuition, it's like a ghost town. Like kids just aren't going. I don't know if it's just not an interest, can't afford it, realize it ain't worth it.
They do have a lot of those online classes, I'm sure, too. A lot
yeah,
of
but I think you're more into the percentages of people that are actually going out into the workforce in comparison to working at home, or trying to not even make their money from a computer-based situation. It's kind of crazy nowadays. So it's not even that people are going to classes. You could do online classes if you wanted to go broke, pay out your college education, and then never get a job in your field. I mean, the numbers are staggering, dude. Absolutely staggering.
And honestly, one of the reasons I quit back then was because I was going for broadcast and journalism and music recording, and I just started doing it all on my own. So I kind of didn't need to be spending money on it because we were sitting next to CNN, Fox, and WNEP, and we were the independent media guys for years, So we had a nice little thing going, but there's a lot of blowback that comes with that stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the thing though. Like by the time, especially in the communications department, right? By the time you get done, like, okay, for example, perfect example, Tony. If you started going to college in 2018 for communications, right? And you graduated in 2020, you now can take all of what you just learned and learn how to use Zoom because there's a pandemic. All your shit that you just learned how to do is useless. Well, useful down the road, but it's an area like any other technology. It changes quickly. So by the time you got that degree says you were taught on old equipment, and then wherever you do work, you normally have to learn the equipment they have there because these little media companies, they're here today, gone tomorrow, sort of thing. The federal government has it in that Build Back Better Act. Yeah, I saw this crap. It was saying that they put in money to save media to pay off media organizations. The media organizations they were talking about, Joe, were newspapers that were dying anyways. So it was just basic money for specifically people that are not at retirement age. But you do the click of the demographic on all the people working there. The average age of them is between 53 and 56. So they're not quite retired yet, but they're going to be out of a job real soon.
But I'd say, you asked me that question before, what would you do to get people to get active? I would say, don't go into you could do the political system and go down that path, but I've been there. I'm not disenfranchised. I support it, nullification and the Bill of Rights and, trying to have good local government and stuff. But I don't want to personally put like a lot of my energy there. Like I'll support other people that are doing it and stuff like that. But I'd say with the way technology is and just try to do some kind of show or do some kind of outreach at a speaking event and just engage with people, and just start trying to create some better quality people and have some tougher discussions and be able to disagree with some stuff and not attack each other.
Oh, of course. And I think being real with somebody, I think that being real with somebody, speaking one-on-one to someone, not trying to out-talk them. Like you're not there to out-talk somebody. You're there to bring a reasonable, honest discussion back and forth.
Yeah.
And it's not a fight. Like it's not a fight because nobody's trying to win except the other person, where they're just trying to, like, they feel like they're attacked. Oh no, stop it.
I always
you hurt
ask,
me with your words. I say that to Kevin like twice a week.
What's that?
Stop it! You're hurting me with your words.
I was murdered.
You ear raped me.
Yeah. Like we were talking. Well, listen, whenever I kind of disagree with somebody about something, I kind of ask them why they feel that way. And you know what? Normally, if it hits a couple areas, and normally if it hits two areas, right, that are just pre-written. They didn't write it, but they're already pre-written. If it hits Constitution or Bible, I don't even bother talking anymore. I just stop. Because I'm like, all right, you didn't write. You know, there was a lot of people out there that were so anti-government, they were anti-Constitution, and they didn't want to ratify the Constitution. That's why from 1776 to 1789 we had the Continental Congress until the Constitution was ratified in 1789. But there were so many states that were totally against the Constitution being put into place because all these states wanted to run themselves like they were their own countries. So if you're a person that can think ahead a little bit and say, how the hell are these states that don't have ports going to run anything? Well, Delaware is going to start ripping off Pennsylvania and put a tariff tax on them, sort of thing. So and then Pennsylvania is going to get tired of that and say, maybe we invade Delaware and start murdering people. And so it would just create a lot of civil war, is what was thought of. There were some theories like, that, we'd all just start killing each other. So let's just try to lie to people and say, well, no, we'll all put this to a vote. So a majority of states voted against the Constitution. They said, no, well, we don't want the Constitution. No, put it up there now. They said, oh yeah, we got to make sure we send this right over to the Continental Congress, which was 13 people. And they were kind of persuaded like, hey guys, this is a play-by-play. Call it a deadlock and then come back to it tomorrow. We'll need a served majority. So they were just continuously kicking the can down the road. Sorry, Sparky. What's going on? Sparky's got a picture right now. We're going to go to the picture for the viewing audience out there. You can see Sparky's picture. For the non-viewing audience out there, those that are listening on Spotify or Spreaker, we'll try to describe it as best as possible. Sparky.
Anyways, fast question before I show the picture. You said Kevin, that whoever goes to college, they're getting everything stuck everywhere on them, no matter what happens.
Well, that was pretty specific, but yes, yep.
Yes. Anyways, during COVID, I've seen that certain celebrities actually went back to college and got the degrees.
Oh, they did.
Actually, yes.
I hope you got your boot strapped on tight, brother.
And actually, I found out there was one very popular celebrity that went back to college.
It says, so it's a picture of Madonna laying with her legs spread. Says, so Madonna, you went to college for what? Time for a clean out. And the next stick figure has what I can only describe as a clamps or a magnet. I'm not sure which one it is, but it is a horseshoe shape.
Anyways, it looks
got lobster claws.
Lobster claws.
He's going deep into the abyss.
Oh, wait. So, Sparky, I'm guessing with those claw things, is that what it is? Like, is he going to go fishing in there for all of the, what I was describing earlier? Everybody that wasn't listening, I was describing how we have our own metaphorical dildos. And, well, in those ones, I guess in Sparky's depiction, Madonna has many dildos stuck inside of that caricature. So much to the point where somebody needed a grabber to get inside of what we can only known as the abyss of Madonna's vagina.
It's Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, believe it or not, Joe, that was not Madonna at the Grammys. That was literally Madonna's vagina. All right, they dressed her up. They said, "Your face looks swollen and pink." She's like, "Thank you." Oh my God. It's talking,
Why did it come down the aisleway?
Yeah.
It's got a suit on it.
You know what? Did you ever see the porno? It's called Ron Jeremy's Dick Meets Madonna's Vagina. It's kind of like Godzilla versus King Kong. They just, they fucking fight all goddamn movie. It's a fucking terrible thing. Well, Tony, do you want me to bring up that story that you sent me earlier?
Okay, well, Joe, we're gonna take you down a little gateway down the rabbit hole, as we do, LA Podguyz podcast style. And we do go with social media news. We go with social media stories, weird stories from the ye old interweb. Kevin, please take the floor.
Well, Tony sent me this story earlier, and we had to go through the play-by-play because it was clickbait. And just in case anyone doesn't want to clickbait it, we already did it for you. It's about a woman named Sarah Ruby. She says, I'm in a sexual relationship with a plane and fly 30 times a year to spend time with my love. A woman who is in a sexual relationship with an aeroplane has revealed that she's traveled abroad 30 times in the last year just to spend quality time with her lover. After an unfulfilling attempt to date humans, Sarah Rhoda found love on her first flight with a Boeing 737. Since then, the 23-year-old has also met 60 figurines and 3 larger models who she said considers part of a collective being that she is dating, and so she often refers to her lovers as one. Keeping up a relationship with objects requires real commitment. The avid jet setter from Dortmund, Germany, is so loved up that she has booked 30 mini breaks in the last 12 months just to be close to her original boo, the Boeing 737.
Kevin, how many figurines was that? Was it 9? 9!
9 figurines.
What does she do for work? She's able to travel a lot.
I'm guessing OnlyFans, but just for planes. Only propellers.
Only propellers. Yes.
Yeah. She fucks planes all day.
Onlypropellers.com. Our new sponsor, by the way.
At onlypropellers.com, you can masturbate to all of our plane figurine models too.
God, man, she shoved that tail fin so far up there.
Yeah, despite their many trips together, Sarah, who identifies as an objectum.
Oh wait, Kevin, I got one more.
Okay,
what?
All right, well, go for it.
That's the first time I ever heard that word.
Yeah, you have to see her flaps.
The flaps.
Flaps out. Flaps
the plane or the girl?
Well, click here to find out.
Either or. Only on propellers.com, you'll find out.
Only on propellers.com. Fasten your seatbelt. So so what is it? Where are we right now? Okay, so it's called objective sexual, Joe. They're called objectum sexual. It means having a sexual relationship with or being attracted to an inanimate object. Now she's heartbroken. She's never fully alone with her partner, the airplane. She says, now this is her quote, "I'm proud to be an objective sexual. It's a wonderful sexuality." So she highly recommends it to people.
Now, let me just premise this by saying, Kevin, that we are not objectifying anyone. We're not hating on anyone in particular.
Listen, we are trying to tell people that if you have been sexually attracted to a plane before, or any helicopter, I don't know how far it goes in the aerospace category, maybe rockets,
maybe a space shuttle,
as well, you are not alone in the Podguyz podcast. We're here to support you by putting out stories like this.
100%.
She says the only sad thing is that she can never be alone with a real plane because she doesn't own a plane. She says that I flew a lot last year to be with the Boeing as much as possible. I took 30 flights. I also love to travel and discover things.
What was her name again?
Sarah Roby. Okay.
Is it R-O-B-E? Robe? Or...
Also, terrible questions, guys.
Roll like a boat.
Robo or Roby?
Oh, Rodo.
Rodo, yeah.
R-O-D-O.
Although Sarah struggles to have alone time with her beloved aircraft, she has an impressive collection of models that she also shares a bed with. Now, I'm guessing these models put under a black light might be shining a little bit. If you don't catch my drift, I'm guessing that her woman juices just got all over the tips and the flaps of the plane, all over the place. She is devoted to her planes, and that she's forked over 3,500, whatever the fuck that figure is, on 60 figurines, and 3 large models on her significant other. She refers to her partners as one, calling it Dickie. Well, what the fuck? And says wings are the sexiest things about it. Sarah added, I currently own 3 large models. I also have small models, so size is not an issue with Sarah so much. Many are from airliners, travel agencies. And now, Tony, wouldn't that just be a thing that you do if you have a sexual attraction to airplanes? Wouldn't you think?
Kevin, I got one more. I got one more in the tank.
Go for it. Go for it.
Tony. She put her nose cone into her landing spot.
Oh, I wonder what that could mean. I mean, well, no, there was a very untasteful joke I had earlier about this. Is that
That's true. We're not going to go with the untasteful
one. I'll tell you that one off the air, there, Joe. It's kind of hilarious. Yeah.
Marky does have another picture, though.
Okay, well, we're almost done with the story, though, so don't worry, because what do you think that her like ideal occupation would be? Being a pilot, that way, you're like, hey, Sarah's here for more overtime. Or she likes to call, overtime. Like, hey, why does she have jet lag? Oh no, she doesn't have jet lag. She's just been orgasming the whole time that she's
I put Dickie in the cockpit.
So yeah, that's so if you have felt, let's roll Sparky's picture over there, because he has something to say about this, and let there be no more interruption. Hashtag this is not Virgin Airlines. And there she is. If you can't see it, hi Rihanna is what Sarah Roba is saying. And on top in the upper left-hand corner, a Chinese spy balloon is saying, hi, Sarah, right there. So
no, that's Rihanna. That's Rihanna.
Oh, that's Rihanna just painted it red?
Yeah, the big red balloon.
I didn't know Rihanna could fucking fly that. I don't know. Maybe she's far away in the plane zone. So that was the clickbait story of the week. Joe, have you ever known anybody to be sexually attracted to an inanimate object?
That's actually a story about my ex-girlfriend.
Oh.
No.
So she was into inanimate object. Wait a second. Were you the object?
Her real name was Inflate to 20 pounds.
Or was she just like, Joe, honey, could you just get more batteries from the store? And you're like, fuck, what do you do with all these batteries? Why is there that small buzzing noise always coming from between your legs?
Get me more peanuts.
That's all of a sudden you hear the whistling sound, and it's
Tony, what else we got on deck there, my man?
New York Post always comes out with something funny, man. Always, every time. There was a young woman who did a she wanted to be more like Kim Kardashian, and you know what woman doesn't want to be Kim Kardashian?
Listen, every woman is Kim Kardashian. They find themselves a stoner boyfriend who does open mics and doesn't have a job at all. They bang him while their ex-rapper husband stays at home with their kids. Every woman is literally Kim Kardashian that I've ever run into in Nanticoke, right, Joe?
There are probably 100 Kardashians in Nanticoke.
I think Tony, some are doing it in different ways, though. Am I right?
Correct. So she no longer, Kevin, wants to keep up with the Kardashians.
Whoa.
So this former Versace model, who spent about the sum of someone's lifetime earnings, $600,000 on surgeries for herself to turn herself into a Kim Kardashian lookalike, has now forked out another $120,000 to de-transition herself.
That's kind of messed up, though, because it feels like she got ripped off on the front end.
Oh yeah.
Because she's like, oh wow, this got $600,000, right? And they're like, yeah, it's $600,000. They're like, she's like, how much to not have this anymore? Like, about $100,000.
See, somehow I'm thinking Sparky needs to go into Mr. Potato Head, adding pieces and then taking pieces out.
Let the artist draw.
I know.
Let the artist draw.
Her name is Jennifer Pamplona. Jennifer Pamplona, 29 years old. She's had more than 40 cosmetic procedures over the course of 12 years in a bid to emulate the reality star before realizing her happiness was yet skin deep. Now, people would come up to her and she'd be like, "Oh, I'm so pretty, right? I'm so pretty."
There's no way she sounds like that.
Oh, guaranteed. 100%. People would call me a Kardashian, and it started to get annoying. The Brazilian-born beauty told Caters.com I had worked and studied, and I was a businesswoman. I had done all these things and had all of these achievements in my personal life, but I was only being recognized because I looked like a Kardashian.
So hold on. Now, I got to press pause on that real quick. So her goal was to look like a Kardashian.
100%.
Okay, all right. So she achieved the goal, but then
she was here.
You know what? Maybe she's just bad at accepting her achieved goals because she nailed it. People think she's a Kardashian. She's like, "Oh man, this sucks."
No, and you would even think like, businesswoman. She made a couple businesses. She made some great choices in her life.
Listen, I still do stand-up comedy. I would never in my life want to get all of this looking like fucking Carrot Top, and then I'd be like,
"Oh yeah, imagine that."
I can't believe people think I look like Carrot Top. This was a bad idea. What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you want that? Because for me, all you got to do to look like Carrot Top is just grow your hair very long, curl it, dye it orange, and then have somebody just take a sledgehammer to your face several times until it just looks like a fucking squished version of a fucking Cabbage Patch Kid.
I would say find the nearest plane that Mike Tyson is on, piss on him while he's not looking, and then be like, "Hey, look, man, I just peed on your leg."
Well, if you can't find Mike Tyson, just piss on anybody that looks like they can kick your ass.
Yeah.
The next step for people that don't have the same amount of travel money that our last story had. And if you do have travel money, I guess do that then. So Tony, did she got a snap back? Is she in fine shape now or no? What's going on with her?
She officially went under the knife in 2010, where she was 17. At the time, Kardashian was just becoming a household name, and after her first surgery in 2010, of course, she had 40 more on top of that, including butt implants, fat injections, rhinoplasties, and 8 operations on her bottom, just to get her butt to like. But
I wonder if like a guy ends up, getting her in a well-lit room and they're ready to have sex, right? And she takes off all of her clothes and he just thinks to himself, "Damn, that's a weird way to try to kill yourself with that scar." Just thinks that she's a cutter, not a serial plastic surgery, whatever the fuck they would call themselves.
And here's the thing, man. Even for Hollywood surgery types, doctors. They don't care, and not to say that they don't care. You know what? There's an ethics code. There's a doctor's code of as far as pushing the envelope and saying no to a patient that is addicted to surgery. Yeah. All right. So there's the real deal. First of all, but no doctor is never going to say, "Hey, I'm not going to take your money."
Yeah.
Right.
They're definitely always out there. But the thing is, the doctors that do say no carry it with the same tone of enthusiasm of when Willy Wonka says, "Oh no, please stop,"
Traffic.
So she discovered that she was addicted to surgery and she wasn't happy in her life, and she was putting filler in her face like she was in a supermarket. And just
oh god, I thought that they were selling filler I heard that dyslexic there for a second. I thought they fucking sold filler at a supermarket there, and she just went to shove a needle in her face.
Wow.
That was.
So after years of pumping her body full of fat injections, she realized that she was suffering from body dysmorphia and wanted to return to her real looks. She tracked down a doctor in Istanbul who said that he could help her.
Of course, because no way.
Nobody wanted to touch her.
Anybody else taking her?
Yeah.
Yo, you gotta skip over a couple countries before you get to Istanbul, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Everybody in America would say, "Whoa, I'm not touching that at all." All of Mexico, all of Canada, England, they all gotta say no to this idea, right? Spain, Italy, France,
Greenland,
Germany, parts of fucking Russia. Dude, you go to Istanbul, India said, I cannot do this.
No, someone that's fucked up.
There's no way.
So she gets into Istanbul, Turkey, right? And she gets into Istanbul, and I guess she undergoes this detransformation surgery. And she said, however, she suffered many complications during the detransition surgery, saying that she was bleeding from her cheeks for 3 days after developing an infection in Istanbul.
Well, probably because it's Istanbul.
Maybe.
You know, like what could have caused this infection? Well, there aren't any windows on your hospital room, and sometimes the monkeys like to come in here and defecate on people's faces. That might be it. Or it could just be the janitor that likes to defecate on people's faces.
Yeah. Needless to say, she did it for the social media views, and she had 10 million followers on
doing a great job at that. We're talking about her here, and this
we're doing it all wrong.
Damn. Sparky, let me shit on your face and see what happens. Oh, sorry, we can't use Sparky like that. What do you got for us on the big board, Spark? I am not a Kardashian anymore. Goodbye, Bush suit. Joe, just to let you know, we were the starting people to let everybody know that Kanye West was in a Bush suit. He was dressed as a Bush outside of her apartment and running across the street.
We got reported by Facebook for reporting that truth. They said, no way, there's no context in this story. Stop sharing this. Then again, you know what, Tony? People were actually told to take down stuff because there were so many true to life reports that Kanye West was secretly attracted to fish in a homosexual way.
Wow.
Yeah, from the creators of South Park, they broke that story right off the rip and re-illustrated it for people to claim how Kanye West was really a gay fish.
Yeah, South.
Yeah, Joey, that's a joke. I don't even ever happen.
Hey, speaking of gay fish and Kim Kardashian, you do have a story to share, Kevin.
Oh, we totally do got a story right here. We got Kim Kardashian is actually teaming up with one of Hollywood's other hated men, James Corden. James Corden.
Yeah.
God. Joe, are you familiar with who James Corden is?
Yeah, I watch some of his stuff. Sometimes he's funny.
No, he's never funny. The man is never funny. He's he's never been funny. I've never heard one funny thing come out of that guy's face. You know what he is? He's fat and he's English, and those are kind of two cheat codes right there.
Well, maybe that's why he's funny.
Yeah, he's relying on that. So she's doing some classic carpool karaoke with James Corden, and according to reports, they saw that her face was down in his lap in the car that they were doing the karaoke. Now, in her defense, she says that normally she sings a lot better when a dick is in her mouth. So, no sexual relationship there. She was just trying to get the vocals good. But Kim was laughing up a storm with James in Malibu Thursday, swinging by a gas station to fuel up before another one of his popular singing in the car segments, because that's a fucking funny segment right there. Who sings in the car? You're the fucking hack. Jesus Christ, I would have to, have the decency to kill yourself already. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yo, guess where he stole that from, too?
Everywhere. He probably stole that from, like, anybody singing in a
Jimmy
car.
Kimmel.
Everybody does that.
Jimmy Kimmel does that. Yo, if you're lifting jokes from Jimmy Kimmel, and I mean, you got some problems, man. Just while pumping gas, the duo went inside of the station shop, trying on some cheap shades and sun hats. Doesn't look like those $2 fines are up Kim's alley, though. Right? For those unaware, Kim's been on the Late Show a few times now, so that means sex, right? And the content is always a hit with his audience. First of all, he shouldn't have an audience, okay? He was given an audience by people that were fucking he's a filler. He's basically just nothing but filler. House of Dragons, Spill Your Guts, blah, blah, blah. Before James was in hot water for his interactions at a New York City restaurant. Joe, did you hear about James Corden in the New York City restaurant?
No.
He berated a waiter and waitstaff in a very demeaning fashion. By the way, you can do that if you're a celebrity, but not if you're James Corden, because there's nothing special about you, and there never will be. Okay.
What the hell's the name of that guy that does like he does the same thing? He does the same singing, dancing. He took over for the hell was that?
Wayne Brady has something sort of like that. Don't forget the lyrics. And listen, it's not an original idea. So for him to claim that that's an original idea, or you know what the best thing is? You can tell who the really great actors are in Hollywood because they act like they're having fun around him. And there's no way you can have fun around that guy. I can't even fathom it.
Like that. Trevor Noah. I do not think that guy's funny.
Who's that?
Trevor
Noah?
Took over for John.
Yeah, he was kind of placed there, and he had a unique punchline to himself, but there wasn't anything inherently. I don't know how many writers he had because he's a performer. He's Dane Cook, performer. You got these guys out there that do a lot of performances, so they don't always write their own jokes. I mean, I'd love to have some writers too, but I don't really like performing other people's jokes. So that's not my thing. I like writing my own set down. For those of you that watched the commercial, it took all of us a matter of like 5 minutes to write the whole thing. And while me and Tony scarfed down on some sushi, Tony's like, so I brought a pen, and I'm like, oh yeah, I got a good idea. Hold on. Let me see here. So we just basically took the whole concept of, what infomercials claim and how they get in trouble and how we don't really care if we get in trouble if we claim our shirt does some crazy stuff. Sparky has something on the big board right there immediately. Sparky, go ahead, pop that right around for us. Do you have a full-size vehicle? I will not fit in the compact. Now, Sparky just drew a picture of the
aforementioned Kim Kardashian lookalike.
What's her name? Jennifer. She already forgot her Instagram name. But the imposter Kardashian is in the picture, and she's running after James Cardone. Officially, his eyesight is better when it comes to people that aren't Kim Kardashian. But yeah, those two scumbags together, Kim Kardashian and James Cardone, if they have a baby together, man, that's the Antichrist right there. That's when I'll believe that the Antichrist is crawling out of her crotch. And the only thing to combat that is the crotch of Madonna's souls to come out and fucking feast on that goddamn thing. So you'd have to have Madonna's legs spread eagle near the birthplace, so that way her vagina can feed on the newborn. That's the only way. It's in the Bible, Joe. You can back me up on that. You've through it a couple times, right?
You feed the placenta to the other child.
Yeah, I mean it's in there. I mean nobody knew who. Now they were mispronouncing her name for the longest time. They're calling her the Madonna or whatever the hell. But it was Madonna, and that's why she officially is still a virgin, because her vagina is a whole separate life form attached to her. So it's nearly her. Just her vagina. But Britney Spears actually did have some kind of freak out moment, Tony. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see it.
So inside of a restaurant, she noticed that somebody was videotaping her and Sam, her husband, and I call him Mr. Britney because I wouldn't know his fucking first name if he wasn't banging around with Britney Spears. Okay, so Mr. Britney and Mrs. Britney were out there eating, and she noticed that somebody was videotaping her, and just after a while, that has to get to you. So especially if you're on that level of Britney Spears, and she addressed it to Sam. He said, who cares? And then she started just speaking random gibberish words. So that way, their personal conversation could not be overheard. Sam got tired of that idea, stood up, and left. She continued the conversation. So that way, why not, right? Somebody's recording her. Just keep on with the gibberish words. She did that for I would say a total of 45 more seconds. Definitely under a minute, Joe. Nothing crazy, but if you're just watching it and you get like a 10-second clip of her going like that, 10 seconds worth of it, which you could, they could say, oh, look at, she's out of her fucking mind. Quick, let's take all of her money.
Again.
Quick, let's take all of her money because she's crazy. What the fuck? So, unfortunately, she got caught on camera doing something a little crazy. Tony, what's your take on it?
Man, it's such a tough conversation because you've seen not necessarily the spiraling decay of Britney Spears, but the mental downgrade of her life, and not to say she had an eponymous career. She had a fantastic fan base, millions of dollars coming in that her family clearly took advantage of.
Yeah. Well, Joe, you're a big proponent on personal liberties and personal freedoms yourself. How do you feel about her comeback and her reselling of her brain chemistry after her rights were, in most people's opinion by now, after learning all details, her rights were basically thrown in the garbage, Joe? What do you think?
Yeah, I was
We're having some audio interference there.
Yeah.
From the Hollywood lifestyle, doing that so young, and I see a lot of superstars and actors, singers across the board. I'm into all that stuff.
Joe, your audio keeps going in and out there for a hot second. Are you moving your device around at all or no?
No, we got nothing.
It's like
Hold on.
Yep.
Hold up.
Definitely doesn't help. No.
No.
Yeah, I could hear you now, at least,
Only 1%. It might be my battery dying.
Maybe.
Possibility. Yeah.
Like down on the charge. But no, I was saying, when people are in that lifestyle for so long and all that pressure, it's deteriorating on the mind.
Yeah.
All right, you're out of audio focus right there, even though you made totally great point. And then I'm waiting for the next sentence, and it's like,
hold on, let me plug my phone in.
Plug the phone in, brother. Anyways, I totally get where you're coming from. And not necessarily that you're trying to watch the train wreck, but the train wreck's going to happen, and you can't look away. A lot of people tend to have that mentality where they're just like, something's going on. You have to look at the spiraling decline of her mental health from start to finish. And the reason why people actually watch is because they know that something's going to go down. It's like watching Madonna. It's like watching, it's like watching Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, regardless of who you are. And you've seen even the people that tuned into Johnny Depp, the whole Johnny Depp case with him and his girl. That whole spiraling thing in their life, it's all real. It's 100% real. Yeah. And the fact that people wanted to watch it and they wanted to say, wow, that's a fucked up life. I just want to see what happens.
Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. But
Sparky, what do you got there, buddy? What's going on? I see you holding a big.
What was the name of the guy that was videotaping him? Actually,
I do not know.
well, I know who the guy was.
Oh, you do.
Oh, Sparky's got it in.
Oh my God, Tony, is that you the whole time? This will be great for the show on Mondays at 10:15 p.m. Eastern time. Blah 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 blah. Oops, she's doing it again. So in the picture, guys, Tony was actually the person videotaping Britney Spears the whole time. I'm guessing in an expensive restaurant like that, you ordered the water until
I tried to antagonize her by saying, "Hit me, baby, one more time."
Okay.
And she hit me with some gibberish.
There you go. There you go. Did you also try to get her to wear a Podguyz podcast T-shirt?
I tried.
Stop the gibberish, because if you wear a Podguyz podcast T-shirt from merchbooth.com and you are finding yourselves speaking in tongues, you can put on the T-shirt and it will solve that problem 100%. You won't be speaking in tongues anymore. No more.
Yeah, but not only life changing, but
If I have to hear that one more time.
But life-saving.
Life-saving as well.
Joe, if people are going to look for you, sir, where would they happen to find you?
What's that?
If people were going to look for you, how would they find you, sir?
Where do you live?
Where do you live? Give your exact address.
God damn it.
And they wouldn't even get it anyways. God dang it.
Ah. The audio. Ah.
Ah!
.com/
And we got none of that. All right. Damn it. We'll post it later. We'll post it another time. Joe Armstrong. Go check him out on YouTube. Check him out on Facebook as well.
No, and Joe, feel free to share. Feel free to share it on the YouTube channel. It's a whole different audience. Well, feel free to share your YouTube channel on the Podguyz podcast Facebook page anytime you want, man. You know, throw it on there. I'm waiting all the time. Like
we love one post a week.
Thousands of posts. You can throw them all on there.
No, one post a week.
But I got.
And that beginning of that sentence started off with pure sound, and then
nothing afterward.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
That's all right.
Yeah, I don't know.
The moving of the camera, and that's totally muted just in general.
That's all right. All right.
All right. How about unmute yourself? Let's see here. Try one more time. Nah, still sounds like you're in Poltergeist.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nah, it's time for a new phone.
Honestly, it was that I didn't expect to be doing this right now.
Yeah, no.
That's all right. I appreciate the short term, buddy. I appreciate it.
Somebody.
Sparky, if you were going to find us, where would you find us, sir?
You can find us on every single major streaming platform, including iHeart, Spotify, Breaker, Deezer, Castbox, Rio, Google Play, YouTube. You could also find us on Facebook Live Video. You could also find us at merchbooth.com.
Merchbooth.com. Wait a second. We don't have the podcast on there, but we do have some gear.
The match.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Sparky's wearing it. You could look just like Sparky there. Only, probably assuming less sad, because he doesn't smile any.
Yeah. Sparky, you need another haircut, buddy.
Yeah. Take you to the vet.
Those luscious locks. I know. Whip it around. You whip your hair back and forth.
Whip your hair back and forth.
Guys, we are the Podguyz Podcast. Tune in, share, like, subscribe.
Do the things.
Do the things, all the things. And remember, one t-shirt a day can save your life.
You just got to hear today that you could be sexually attracted to an airplane, and it's all right.
That's true. We're in a safe place.
Yeah, if you want to fuck a plane, man, we're all about it. We will be there cheering you on.
Yes. Of course, we're going to videotape it live, but, you know.
Yeah, we cheer everybody on for their sex. Even when they scream, "Get out of my house, how did you get in here?" We just keep cheering anyways, man, because we are that supportive.
It's true. Guys, have a great night.